That sounds like Trish Regan, doesn't it? I mean, I know she's a trained singer. Trish Regan, welcome back to America First. Every Friday, our update on things financial, understanding the market. Follow her, right? You did it, guys. 701,000 followers. Thank you for showing that extra bit of love last week. Trish_Regan, Regan. Welcome back, my friend. Live free or die.
Hello, Sam. Good to see you again. Yes, live free or die.
So, I feel like a broken record. Do people, does that age me? I feel like a broken MP3 file, that I keep asking you the same question every week because I still don't get it. The greatest nation on God's earth, until the coronavirus, the Wu flu, the biggest economy the world had ever seen, the markets returned to where they were pre-COVID. And then there's these weird skittish moments where there's a flutter on the market and there's a sudden drop because 4 Apple stores are closing. Trish, what's going on?
Well, yeah, Seb, people are nervous right now. There's still a lot of volatility out there because they're trying to figure out, is this for real, right? Like they want to make sure that this economic recovery is indeed for real. And when you hear about Apple stores shutting down, when you hear about states getting very nervous about reopening, they're saying to themselves, wait a second, we're not going to have a repeat of what we just went through, are we? And I think that the short answer to that is, of course, no. But nonetheless, it's how committed are American consumers going to be? How committed is corporate America in this new environment to move forward? And that's what it's going to come down to, right? Because if we start to backpedal here, if we start to say, okay, no, we're shutting everything down, if schools don't start in September, then you run the risk of another shutdown and another, economic, frankly, catastrophe, because that's what that was. They caused, this was sort of self-inflicted, an economic catastrophe.
So let me just be devil's advocate here. Why doesn't the fact that we post the biggest jobs increase in human history in May, 2.5 million jobs created, and then see a 17.7% increase in consumer purchases, why doesn't that just have a calming, soothing effect on the market for a few weeks at least?
Yeah, I know. It ought to be good for a while, right? It's like, what have you done for me lately?
Right.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Listen, I think the long-term fundamentals are good. I think we're going to be absolutely fine. I think that we are going to bounce back. But nonetheless, you've got day traders out there, not day traders, I mean, there's institutions as well, right? People that, make their money based on sort of all the small-term movement, and actually in some cases very, very big, but the volatility is good for them. And you have a lot of programs, right? Automatic programs that kick in with automatic trading based on certain levels, and they're programmed to do that. And so I think the volatility, this summer is just going to be here to stay. I don't think it changes, though, what we're fundamentally progressing towards, and that's towards economic growth. And so I think, what we have in place is good, but there's going to be some skittishness. There's going to be some nervousness, and investors are saying to themselves, okay, well, now we got to live up to the hype. Right. So if the market's doing this much better, we better get continually good economic data to support it.
And what about, I mean, you even mentioned it. There's some people who say we have to have a second lockdown. There's an increase in positive testing. But Trish, of course there's going to be an increase because we're testing more people than any other country in the world. Why that's not exactly a sophisticated level of analysis to realize you'll get more positives. How do people not understand that who are meant to be commentating on markets?
Or how about the journalists, right, that told us America has the most coronavirus cases in the world? They forgot, of course, to adjust for population. So on a per capita basis, that wasn't true at all. Again, with the testing, you have to look at how many tests are being done in comparison to how many people have it. I mean, it's having a full data set, right? You otherwise can manipulate numbers to kind of be whatever you want. And unfortunately, the media bias is to try and scare people, frankly, terrify people, which is what they did as we initially got, and I'm not discounting the fact that, a lot of people suffered and a lot of people died as a result of COVID-19. But nonetheless, the shutdown and the hysteria was, in my view, very much overdone. And now we're starting to see that resurface yet again. And listen, you can't help but question the politicization of it all, right? What is the motivation of the media? Maybe, okay, they think they scare people, they get more views, whatever. But there's also a political component to it where this president has been very successful on the economic front. If you strip him of that, does that help the other side in the election? And unfortunately, I think some of that thinking goes into this.
Let's do our own bit for the economy, everybody. If you want to send a message that you've had enough, you know what you could do right now. If you're listening to this show across the nation, watching us on YouTube, decide to get out there. Send a message. Join me and Mike Lindell. Yes, Mr. My Pillow, for the trip of a lifetime. We're going to Israel, to the Holy Land this December. We're going to see all the sights from the ancient city of Jerusalem to Tel Aviv, the Sea of Galilee, where our Lord walked the earth, the fort at Masada. Just do it now. December 2nd to 11th, you will be sending a sign. Register today at sebgorka.com. Look for the Stand with Israel 2020 tour, SEBGORKA.com. The Stand with Israel 2020 tour. Do your bit for the economy. Trish, last couple of minutes we have with you. Very interesting data over if a city votes to defund its police. Over 70% of truckers, and we love our truckers, they listen, they call in, 70% of truckers say, okay, I'm not going to deliver to that city. Is that a serious problem for the U.S. economy if that happens?
Sure. I mean, that could have some effect on supply chains without a doubt. What it also might mean is that corporate America, companies that are trying to get their goods to any of these given cities, they're going to have to pay a premium, right? Because, it's basically hazard pay. If there's no police force there. And so consequently, the prices on stuff will go up. This could have a very inflationary pressure on things. The amount of money that we pay for goods, if it costs more to get them to a given location, it's going to come from one of two places, either out of corporate profits and therefore has an effect on the stock market, or it's going to come out of our pockets. And I have a feeling you're going to see corporations try and pass along that cost to consumers. So none of this is good. Look, I'm sorry, but you need the police. You need the police, you need law and order for our economy to thrive.
That should not be a controversial statement, but as Trish says, everything is politicized in 2020, but you've got to have law and order if you're going to have prosperity. Everybody loved her on Fox Business with the intelligence report. Now she's every Friday here on America First on the Salem Radio Network. Follow her right now, Trish_Regan, Regan on Twitter. God bless you, Trish. I'm Sebastian Gorka. This is America First on the Salem Radio Network, broadcasting from ReliefFactor.com studios, just outside the insalubrious fetid swamp that is Washington, D.C. Your calls next, 833-334-6752. Don't touch that dial. Do you ever worry about your retirement? Will your funds grow over time, and will they be there when you really need them? Don't bet all of your retirement on a risky stock market or a crashing dollar. My friends at Midas Gold Group can show you how to add the safety and stability of physical gold and silver to your existing IRA or old 401k. The process is simple and tax-free. Do what I did. Discover how Midas Gold can bring you financial security today.